Hi, I'm Wizardhyeong, currently working for New York Excelsior as their coach and analyst. I was born and raised in South Korea, and it's actually my first time ever being outside of Korea. So where I grew up is a really hard question because I moved a lot, like a lot. So for example, when I was in elementary school, I transferred about 10 times. It's just me and my parents. And to talk about my family, I would have to start with my father, which is not the best father. He was an alcoholic, and he would beat my mother every night. And my mother is handicapped. My childhood, I was alone pretty much all the time because my parents divorced, and my father or mother would go to work, so I was basically alone. So, which means I was able to do like pretty much whatever I wanted to do, but at the same time, I hated my life. Like everything that's happening to me seemed really unfair. Like, why is this happening to me? So I started acting like a bad kid and like hanging out with those like bullies and like smoking cigarettes and like those kind of things. Obviously, I had a lot of ups and downs in my life. When my father was making a lot of money with the illegal business, I lived in an extremely fancy house. Had an extremely fancy car. But when my father went to jail, and sometimes the electricity would not work, or like the gas wouldn't work. So yeah, a lot of ups and downs, seriously. When I was 14, I started living alone, obviously with the financial support from my father. And when I was 17, my father went back to jail. And then I realized, oh shit, I have to pay the rent. What do I do? So I started working part-time job, and for like 2 months. And with the money, like a bit of money, I started my own business, and that's when I got financially like independent. Obviously, my elementary school life, I was just a bad kid. I hated my life, right? And then when I was about to go to middle school, I thought, oh, is this the life that you want to live? And like I just thought, I can't live like my father. I don't want to live like my father. So I had that goal where I wanted to like be a better person, like greater person who can impact the world. So I decided that I want to go to Harvard, or Ivy League. When I was 13, I started studying like a lot. What I first did was to obviously if you want to go into like Harvard or Ivy League, you gotta speak better English than most of Americans, right? So I memorized 1,700 words a day, and I did that for like 3 weeks. So in average, it was 1,200 words a day. And so I started with the middle school level words, and then I was at the end after 3 weeks, I was studying GRE level words. When I do something, I just go all in. My homeroom teacher made me teach all the students mathematics. I actually enjoyed it so much, to be honest, and I think that's the moment where I got interested in explaining something to somebody and making somebody better. Before Overwatch, I played League of Legends. Yeah, and that's basically how I started think about very unique strategy. Okay, how do I make this Heimerdinger support work? I really want to. So if the opponent loses to a troll hero like Heimerdinger support or mid Jenna, they would even tilt more, and I really like that feeling. So that's why I work so hard on making that kind of unorthodox heroes work. How I started coaching, one of my friends who's in CSUOB they have this like esports club in their university, and they have this Overwatch club in that esports club. And because I was top 30 player, my friend wanted me to coach their club, coach their Overwatch club. And I just started doing it, and I actually enjoyed it so much. It was like a really like similar feeling of like teaching somebody, like making somebody better, like making somebody improve. I feel like this kind of like joy when I do that actually. So I felt like this is something that I really want to do. So I started working for Splice as their coach and analyst, and then I worked for TSM a little bit, and then I worked for Gale Force Esports, and then Gale Force Esports disbanded. So I was mostly focusing on my streaming, like Overwatch lecture stream, and a few teams offered me a job with like decent amount of salary. Like it was pretty much the top, like the best salary at the moment. But I was like weighing options. So when I first saw like LW strategy back in like IEM, like old meta, or Widow Mercy strategy against Conbox, it was mind blowing. Like I was thinking, how do their coach come up with those kind of creative strategy? And that is exactly why I wanted to work with Pavane. Coach Pavane messaged me, you know, he wants to work with me. And then I was like, so can you guys offer any money? And he was like, no. But still, maybe because I'm a crazy person, but I really wanted to go with LW still, like with the zero money. And, you know, like I gotta do what I wanna do, so. Representing New York Excelsior means a lot. For sure, we are the best team, but I love all the players and all the coaching staff so much. I feel like the management's vision is in alignment with my own. In a way, I want to be a pioneer in esports. So I want to be the first one to bring Moneyball, the database statistic coaching system in baseball, to esports. And I believe that is the only way to satisfy New York Excelsior level players with the coaching. Thank you very much for your enthusiastic and crazy support always. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.